You see, I own a semi-automatic rifle. That's the real designation for civilian-owned AR-15 and AK-47s, and a whole host of other rifles that are semi-automatic, simply which means one trigger pull, one bullet. So where did this whole assault rifle nonsense come from? I mean, in the court of law, if I try to injure someone with a knife, hammer, or a gun, they call it assault with a deadly weapon or aggravated assault. But if I use an AK-47 to save myself from a violent attack, they call it self-defense. Not aggravated defense or self-defense assault with a deadly weapon, they just call it self-defense. I mean, let's take Obama for instance. A large number of gang members are black men. During the recent inauguration speech, they didn't say, hey, look at the gangbanger of the United States giving an inauguration speech. They called him the President of the United States. A large number of people who use meth are white men. But when Obama signed those executive orders a couple weeks ago, they didn't say, hey, look at the meth head of the United States sign those executive orders. They called him the President of the United States. Why? Because he's the President of the United States, and he doesn't gangbang, nor does he use meth. The day we see President Obama on an episode of Breaking Bad throwing up gang signs, then we can start calling him the gangbanging meth head of the United States. But hell, but even then, we might only be able to call him an actor. Why don't we say assault handguns or assault knives? Both of these things are used in theaters of war, but why haven't they been characterized with the same misleading characterization as AR-15s and AK-47s? While we're at it, let's give the same characterization to anything that has ever been used to assault someone. You know why we don't do that? Because it's stupid. And the people who came up with the name think you're stupid or at best completely ignorant. And as long as we keep using the term assault rifle, we'll be proving them right, basically. They only use these things to scare people and to evoke an irrational response so they can pass draconian legislation. How is that progressive? Being a progressive isn't ignoring the real world around you while patting yourself on the back because you bought a 2012 Coney bracelet after watching a video. That's called self-righteous stupidity. Being a progressive is understanding the very real world that you live in, including the dangers that are around you and adjusting accordingly. Passing laws that take away people's natural right to adequately protect themselves isn't progressive, it's regressive. I don't assault people with my rifles. Among other non-assaultive things, I use my rifle as a means of defense. So stop calling my semi-automatic rifle an assault rifle. If you're gonna call it anything, call it a self-defense rifle, because that's what I use it for. And that's what a whole host of other people use their rifles for, not to assault people.